you. Here we go. So she calls them her two bunnies. I don't know why. Does anybody know why?
Because she always does this.
Okay.
So the two bunnies, her 4 core values.
Okay. So
she's cheesy, but she's cute.
She's super cute, and she's super duper pregnant too. So God bless her for doing all of these calls at 9 months pregnant right now, and it's launching tomorrow. So the first few videos are the core principles, and then she gets into things like, what about emotional eating? What about when I'm traveling? What if I'm breastfeeding? Very kind of specific things where she can kind of touch on where anybody might be at in this program. The videos range from 2 to 30 minutes. And she said the 30-minute one is kind of an anomaly. It's when she walks you through the grocery store and she tells you how to shop so you can not spend a ton of money, and how you can shop and follow your meal plan. And so that's really her longest video. She says most of them are in the 5 to 7 minute range. So they're not going to take a long time to watch. That being said, she doesn't want you to just binge watch. The idea is that you will slowly work your way through these videos, and you will really watch them. You don't get distracted by a text message or a kid or the mailman or whatever, but you're going to watch it. You're going to take it all in. You're going to chew on it. You're going to put it into practice. And then maybe the next day or a couple days later, after you've talked with your friends about it, you're going to maybe go to the next video. And we'll talk later about the success group guide. But the success group guide that's in the back office gives a really good lay of the land of going through the videos slowly, taking them in. And she says the faster you watch the video does not equal losing weight faster. Really, the more that you internalize the principles, why do I have a dog? The more that you internalize these principles, the better off you will be in the long run. So, does that make sense so far? Any questions so far? Okay, great. So let's see. I just took a lot of notes and they're not in any order. Okay, let's just talk about, so there are, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, so the success group guide that I just brought up, that's in the Coach Online office. That is where it's just like any other, they've been called challenge group guides. Any group that you're going to run with this program is not going to be called a challenge group. It's going to be called a success group. It's semantics, but it makes a difference when people are thinking about it. We are not just challenging you to do a hard workout. We're not challenging you. We're wanting you to be successful for the rest of your life. So we're going to call any group that you run with this 2B mindset is going to be called a success group. So it's called a success group guide, and it's just like a challenge group guide. It gives you posts, and it kind of walks you through how to lead a group. You can do one of those posts each day. You can do 2 of them. You can figure out how your group is flowing and how quickly or how slowly. Maybe you say, hey, we're going to, you post the one about the first core principle, and people have lots of questions. So maybe you don't post the post about the second core principle video, sorry, turn this off, until you've kind of all gathered your marbles on the first one and you feel like you've got a good handle on that as a group. And then you move on to the next one. So there's not really a timeline necessarily that this works under, other than whatever timeline works for the people that you're working with. Does that make sense? Yes.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, as you think about when you want to start yours, there's also the prep week, before in that success guide. And so it's all laid out for you.
Yeah. And then the other thing she said is really use that, even if you think, I'm going to write all my own posts, that's great, but she's done all the work for you. And there are videos and there is material and resources in there that is not available anywhere else. It's not available in the resources you will get with 2B Mindset. It's only available from a coach running a success group, because it's only available in that back office. So there is a video, Mom and Dad, I thought about you. There's a video about doing this program vegan. There is a video about gluten-free. So there's lots of stuff in there that is very specific that will only be available through that success group template. That makes sense? So look at it, use it, add to it, change it as you need to, but know that there is stuff in there that you won't find anywhere else. Let's see.
And I did read a little, sorry, while you're thinking about the next thing, I did read a little disclaimer in there that said, if you're running groups somewhere else, you can share the YouTube videos with anyone. So let's say you have someone that's doing this, that doesn't want to be in a group or success group for whatever reason, you can send them, this is how you do vegan, this is how you do that. So those are, you know, it's not like Beachbody says you can't send them or share them with people outside of your success group. So that's okay to do.
Okay, Reed wants to say goodnight and then he's going to bed.
Good night, Reedy.
Okay, bye. Love you.
Stay tight.
Okay. The other thing to know is that everything will be available. So if you order tomorrow, you will have available to you digitally everything. You will also be getting a paper copy in the mail. So know that you don't have to wait. Your customers don't have to wait until they get their box with their water bottle and their tracker and all that. But you can get all of that digitally through the nutrition tab that will magically appear, we hope, all goes well, tomorrow. Because it doesn't exist yet, but it will exist starting tomorrow. So just know that you can tell people, hey, you have access pretty much immediately. I don't know what the lag time is going to be on that. I don't know if it will be a couple of hours. I don't know if it'll be 12 hours. It's just going to depend what the demand is tomorrow and how their systems hold up. But on launch days, you just never know. So that will all be available. June 4th, there will be an app that will be available as well. So just know that that is coming out. I'm on a call. Children. So that will be coming out June 4th. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, two other things.
You can't hear?
Oh, go ahead. I see your finger.
The question that I have is the app is only for the iPhone, correct?
Yes, I imagine that it will be not long before they have an Android app.
Okay.
But they always start with the iPhone app first. I don't know if it's easier to make apps for the iPhone, but that seems to be the way it's worked with Beachbody anyways. Okay, so two other things. She said, when you're thinking about this program and who you are going to talk to, it is for anyone. It is not just people that need to lose weight. It is for people who want to be at their healthiest weight, whether that means they need to gain weight or lose weight. And that overall, overarching everything is that this is an instructional, educational course where people are going to learn how their bodies work best and how best to fuel their bodies. So if you have someone who's like, isn't this a program for like people who just can't exercise? Well, I'm going to be exercising on it. I imagine quite a few of you on here are going to keep exercising. People don't have to, but it's not only for people who can't exercise. It is for anyone, okay? And then the other big thing that she talked about on the call, and she's talked about in a lot of them, is she has a very different view on the scale. So the way that she would ask everyone to weigh themselves every single day, which flies in the face of what we have heard and what we have told people for a long time. What she would say to that is, okay, over the last 30 years, and we've been telling people that that doesn't matter, what has happened to obesity? It's gone up. People are avoiding it, and the problem is getting worse. And so what she would say is, if you know that every 2-pound gain increases your percentage of diabetes by 4 to 9%, why wouldn't you pay attention to that number? Because that number is dictating a lot of other health things that could go wrong with you. So I hope, I don't know, but I hope that she talks about what you say to yourself. If that number goes up when you get on, I hope she talks about that, because I think that is a real thing for a lot of people, that if you're weighing yourself every single day, and you know, we could really easily fall into that trap of, I find my worth when that number is going down. And so I hope that there is conversation about that. And if she doesn't talk about that, I would encourage you in your groups to talk about that. Have that conversation, like, okay, she wants us to get on the scale. How are you doing with that? What does that feel like for you? Is that hard? What are you saying to yourself when the number goes up? What could we say to ourselves when the number goes up? I'm saying all this because I'm going to have this conversation with myself every single day. If it goes down, I know I'll be like, awesome. If it goes up, I have to go live in the group right now. If it goes up, I'm going to have some real good, positive self-talk moments, because I know how I operate. I know. So I'm hopeful that that the mindset shift around the scale includes those kind of conversations. But if it doesn't, I would strongly encourage you to do that yourself. Have those conversations. I'm trying to think if there's any other.
While you're looking at your notes, because you know me, my mind's always going, that what comes with this whole package, if you guys aren't sure, it's on the back office. We also posted a lot of images in the team page. One of the fun things about it is we know water is such a huge part. I think that's one of the core principles, is water first, is that I think the water bottle is 30 ounces, I believe, because for most people, about 3 of those a day will be the average person, I know that fluctuates, half of your body weight in ounces. And what it has on there is it has the little quotes, the little mindset things that we'll be learning about in this curriculum, program, whatever, as you're going throughout your day. And so what's nice is that you just know you have to fill that up 3 times a day. And I think that those are the kind of little things that we think don't matter, but the research behind the way we talk to ourselves and how it impacts our internal story is huge. People that have a mindset shift in how they talk to themselves, particularly if they're in a place of a little bit of struggle or trying something new, impacts their outcomes and sustaining those outcomes sort of in the mental health world incredibly. And because we know so much nutrition has to do with our mood, has to do with our emotional wellness, those little mindset shifts, those little positive affirmations are not things to just sort of write off as not a big deal or they don't really matter. So I think that those are the kind of little things that I think we don't necessarily talk about with people, which I think is a really big deal. And Jen, were you going to talk about Alana's private group and let everybody know about that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So then the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was just some of the options as you're talking to people, or even as you're thinking about what you're going to get. I'm assuming that most people on here have Beachbody On Demand. You're drinking Shakeology. So for most coaches, it's going to basically look like you're buying the basic kit. You're getting the water bottle, you're getting the access to the program, you're getting the digital, you're getting the paper, you're getting her little tracker and access to the app on June 4th. All of that for coaches, there's a promotional price through June 3rd. So with the promotional price and your coach discount, it comes out to be just shy of $75, which if you add up what it would take for you to meet with a dietitian, it's a steal, friends. It is a steal. Laura is nodding because that's what she's studying in college, and she knows she's going to make bank someday because she can charge a lot of money. Right, Laura? That's right. Mm-hmm. So, and she's excited to learn from an amazing dietitian who has shown that she is worth her weight in salt. Is that a saying, worth your weight in salt? It came out, but I don't know if that's actually a saying. Worth your weight. She's gold. Worth your weight in gold. Salt probably isn't worth a whole lot. Well, Laura is worth salt, but someday she's going to be worth gold. Okay, so that is the basic kit. So at the minimum, people are going to be getting the basic kit that will give them access to everything. Until June 3rd, that is $99. Okay? After that, it's $119. So they're getting $20 off. Now, this is what I will tell you, and this is what I'm telling everybody that I'm talking to. It's silly to get the basic kit and not add on Shakeology. Not because we want to sell them a challenge pack, but legitimately, they can get Shakeology for $60 more. That's more than half off. It's kind of a no-brainer in my mind. Why wouldn't you if you want to try it? So that the challenge pack, which gets you all the basic kit stuff, plus you get Shakeology for a month and then you're on the auto ship, which again, they can always cancel, is $160 when it's under the promotional pricing. And then after June 3rd, it'll go up to $180. So far, so good. And then they could do the ultimate, which is they do want to work out. So they're going to get 2B Mindset. They're going to get Shakeology on auto ship, and they're going to get Beachbody on demand. All of that is only $200. So you can get Shakeology at half off. You can get Beachbody on demand for $40 more. So if you have somebody who you're like, oh, you need to work on nutrition. Awesome. I've got this amazing new nutrition course. You know what's really going to help your nutrition? Shakeology every day. And you know what? Honestly, do you think you're ever going to maybe work out? Get Beachbody on demand now. You're saving $60. So that $200 pricing is only good until through June 3rd. And then June 4th, it'll go up to $220. So everybody's getting $20 off on everything. So we good with that so far? Now, the very exciting, oh yeah, go ahead.
All right, so the initial buy-in is $160. Let's say it's $200 if you buy the Beachbody on demand.
Yeah.
Does the fee stay at $60 a month, or is that only the first month?
No, that's just the first month.
Okay.
So, and then at that point, you can talk to them about, hey, if people are seeing a difference in you, can you share this with a few people? Sign up as a coach, get a few people to join you, and you can get your Shakeology probably even lower than $60 a month. So, or try it for a month. And if you don't love it, you can cancel it. You don't have to keep on auto ship.
And then the Beachbody on demand, that $40, is that for 1 year, or is that
So that gives you annual access. So you get it for a year, and then after that year, you will re-up at the regular $99.
$99? Okay.
Yep.
That's a good deal. Okay.
Yeah. So then the other really cool thing is that any coach who purchases any of these kits, from the basic kit all the way up, so whether you're a new coach or an old coach, if you purchase a kit, you get access to Ilana's coach test group. I'm putting it in bunnies, I guess. I don't know why I'm putting it in quotes, but you get access. It's going to be a group on Facebook where she will post. You can comment on her post, ask any questions that you have. She will be sharing tips, how to walk alongside your challengers as you're leading groups. Autumn had the same thing, and it was a really great place to get some questions answered that I don't know where we would have gotten questions answered otherwise, and to have extra support from the creator of the program. So know that you all as coaches, by purchasing the kit, will get access to that group. There will be an email that will come out, and it will give you directions on how to join the group. But as you're talking to people, if there is anyone who you think, you know, maybe they're going to stick with this for the long term, maybe they need the discount, whatever, maybe they would be amazing coach material, let them know. They can always cancel. And when you start as a coach with a challenge pack, you don't have to pay that initial $40 fee. So that gets waived. So is there anything more you wanted me to say that I should say about that, ladies?
Well, what I just keep thinking about is that if people want to do the nutrition piece with 2B Mindset, great. And explain to them about this kind with Shakeology. Let them know, again, if they're not happy with it, they don't have to get it again. They can even send it back and if they didn't like it. But always try to have them at least experience it. And I say to them, I say to them, honestly, it doesn't really influence me whether or not you do it, but it will influence your results. And it will influence your wellness. And so what do you have to lose? Really nothing, only gaining what you could possibly be getting from it. And I had another person I was talking to about it. She's like, well, I go to the gym a lot. I said, well, do you get there as much as you want to? No. Do you get there when you travel or when you're at your cottage in the summer? No. And I said, okay, well, would you like to have access to doing some yoga or some cardio or whatever when you're not there? She said yes. I said, well, would it be worth $40 for a year to be able to do a couple classes? She's like, I spent $40 to go to one class in a big city. Exactly. So what we really want to talk about is find their need and figure out how this will help meet that need, and ask them the questions to find out what they need, as opposed to just letting them think that we're just trying to upsell them for the sake of upselling, because we don't want to give someone something that's not going to help them. But if it is, we definitely want to ask those questions and not make assumptions about what somebody may or may not want. I have a lady who can't do any of the bod stuff, but she likes the Fixate, and she does the Tai Chi in the morning. And that was worth it. She's like $8 a month when it was, the 99. She's like, $8 a month. She's like, that's worth it. And if somebody feels like they want more support, paying that $15.95 a month, even if they're not doing Shakeology on HD to get the discount, I'm not kidding you that it's lower than any copay to go to a therapist for one session, to go to a dietitian. I mean, it is insane. And the other piece, and I'll be quiet then, that I think is going to be really important is the obesity rate in teenagers, adolescents, and young adults is insane. And what I think is this could be a real program for an entire family's mindset. I mean, Alana started going to weight loss camp at 8. She was severely obese. So I think this is not just something we talk to a mom about or a dad about. We talk to an entire family unit. Can you still hear me? Mm-hmm. Okay. That we sort of talk about it as a whole family lifestyle thing. These videos aren't real long. The whole family can watch them. What wouldn't it be cool if we could change not just adults' lives right now, but we could also change the way in which young people are having their relationship with food. And so, like, for me, I feel as though, and Jen and I have had this conversation, like, we started our wellness journey with Beachbody because we needed to find a way to be healthy. We started coaching because we wanted to bless others and it changed our life. But I feel like the reason we did this was to get credibility with people and coaching, because this program is going to change so many people's lives. Like, I believe I'm a coach for the last 2.5 years because this is what it's all about. I talk about nutrition and wellness when it has to do with anxiety, depression, ADHD in kids all the time in my practice. So that's another thing to think about. If you have a friend who maybe, or someone you know, has a child and they're struggling with it, they're going to save time driving to an office of a dietitian. They're going to save so much money, and it can be something you kind of do together, and then maybe even do one of the BOD workouts together. So I think we have to think outside of the box a little bit on who this is for, and that it's not just for people that need to lose weight or people that are already doing wellness. Like Jen was saying, it's really for anybody that just wants to have a healthier. They have, in fact, people that have, you know, a predisposition for diabetes or high blood pressure or cholesterol, any of that. These are the kind of tips that she's going to be sharing that have the chance to impact so many more lives than just the one person that you might be selling it to. So that's something I've been really thinking about, is making a list of people whose kids might benefit from this as well. Because the thing is, Alana has all the credentials you could possibly have. Being a registered dietitian, I know Lori, you know more about this. She has, you know, her degree in science. She's her master's in science. She's on like the board at the American Cancer Association. She is as legitimate as it comes. People in Beverly Hills spend $500 a half hour, I think an hour, to spend with her. So those are numbers I'm going to drop with people, not because I want to pressure them to purchase, but I want them to see the value of what they are able to get. So
yeah,
there you go.
That's what I was just going to say. It's like our job is to help people see the value in this, because I think that's really our job here, is that people don't necessarily see the value in having a home workout system or the value in watching videos. But our job is to help them see that there is humongous value in this for all the reasons that Becky said just now. So think about the people that you're talking to and what value this could add to their life. That's what you want to talk with them about. So I don't think that there was anything else specific to the program. Oh, the one other thing is they're going to be adding, and I'm not sure when, modifications if you're pregnant. So I actually have 3 people who are sort of thinking through the program right now in our sort of glimpse group that are pregnant, and they're like, oh, can I do this? And I was like, well, do you want to have a healthy mindset around food? You obviously don't want to lose weight, but, and she said on her video that I watched today that there will be some specific modifications listed in the materials for pregnant women. So that's just another good thing to note if you have a lot of those people in your target market. Yeah, Mom, but you're muted, so I can't hear you.
There we go.
Yeah.
So with both of us doing it in the same household as coaches, are we supposed to buy 2 of these, or do we just buy one?
No, you just buy one.
But we can both get the app on our phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You'll use whichever account you. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think you will use whichever account you. So, Mom, if you use your account to purchase it, then on Dad on your phone, when you sign into the app, you will need to use her username and password to sign into the app.
Okay.
So
just like you would Netflix
VOD. Yeah.
and BOD. Yes, exactly.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, if you want to buy 2, I won't stop you, but. What other questions do you guys have? Monica? I love how you're just raising your hands. You're just so proper.
I wanted to add, I know, right? I wanted to add 2 things. So on her call, she was talking about the scale to kind of go back to what you were saying. And something that she said that struck with me was, if we're afraid of the scale, that means we're afraid of food. And she's trying to break that habit of us being afraid of food. So therefore, we're not going to be afraid to get on the scale. So that has just been stuck with me. And that's something really to share with your challengers and potential customers, because it's just totally flipping everything that we know. That's the first thing. The second thing is, she said that this program was super unique and that most programs, most weight loss programs, when you start, you lose a ton of weight in the beginning and then your weight kind of stalls, you know, as the months go on. She said this is completely opposite. She said in the beginning here, like especially the first 2 weeks, it's kind of like a trial and error. You're learning your body, you're trying to figure it out. But as the months go on, you're going to see the pounds keep coming off. And so she said this was so true in her test group. And she even said, too, something I'm amazed by is that the people in her test group that have lost like 70, 80, up to 95 pounds, they've kept it off for 8 months. And that's just incredible to me. So that's something also to share with our potential customers, that this is completely different and that you're going to progressively, as you move on, you're going to lose more weight. So I thought that was really, really unique and cool. So just wanted to share that.
Thanks, Monica.
Yeah. And I think Jen spoke to this, that the exercise is considered extra credit. So you can still, people did this program without doing an actual exercise program and still had great results. Obviously, exercise might intensify those, better cardiovascular health, toning muscle, all of that, but it doesn't have to be. So I think this program can really help people that aren't, able to do that piece. And so I think that if you have, and I just want to reach out to me. She was just injured. She can't use her hand. And so she was like, I can't work out anymore. This is someone who was never interested in anything because she did her own thing. So I think this is going to be a great way for you guys to go back to your not right now and no list of people you've talked to and look at if there's a potential that you might be able to help them. And there was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, the other thing about that, as far as if you do choose to work out, she was saying, make sure that you focus, your main priority is to be mindset. So if you want to do 80-day obsession workouts, like that's great. She would probably recommend a lower intensity workout where you aren't ravenous after your super intense workout, so your brain can really focus on, let's eat the right amount of foods. But you can do any program. But what she would say is, if you get to a day where you're like, okay, my day totally derailed and something has to give, and you have to choose between going to the grocery store and stocking up on good food or working out, she wants you to choose going to the grocery store. She wants that to be your main focus. So she's totally cool with people working out. She encourages it. She says she works out. But knowing that, make sure your primary focus is this, so that if something does have to give, it's the workout. If it has to be one of those two, maybe it should be TV or that, book that you just can't put down. But if it has to be one of those two, it should be your workout before filling your house with good food. Joe, you had a question.
Yeah, so how are you running 2 different groups then, a challenger group and a success group with the different, like a multi-group and then one just to be mindset?
That's my plan. My plan is to kick off my May group on the 7th and to kick off a to be mindset group the following week. That'll give me a couple of weeks to get familiar with the material myself, so that I can sort of anticipate the things that might come up, the things that we might want to talk about more. For any of you, well, anybody, that to be mindset group, and I'm speaking, Becky and I run our groups together, so I'm speaking for her without asking her right now, but she loves me, so it'll be fine. If anybody, we can run that to be mindset group as a team group. I am totally cool with that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. We may find that we do that for the first one and we're like, wow, that was maybe a little too big. And then we split into 2 groups. You know, we trial and error, but I think as we're all learning it and it's all new, I think having one team to be mindset group where we can all kind of chip in while we are running our regular challenge groups for our people who are not doing 2B mindset. I don't know. Becky, what do you think?
No, I was actually going to ask you about that and then didn't. I think that one of the things, and we talked about this before, so we might be wondering, like as a team, we are still going to do the Be Real and Wholehearted Wellness community on Facebook for anybody that ever becomes a challenger with anything, because we're going to put some just basic stuff in there so you don't have to worry about sending each new customer an email. Just kind of having that ongoing community. So don't think we've forgotten about that. And part of in our philosophy that Jen and I know Monica and Jess are the same way, that, you know, one of the things we were really trained on as new coaches is that you really want to have people your new coaches run groups with you and then send them out on their own. And what we found is that for some people that are really doing this just discount hobby part-time, that can be a lot more, and that just getting their inviting down and their sharing and all of that takes up a lot of their time. So what some of us that are doing this more, you know, as a business, we want to take that pressure off of you guys of having to run a group. Do we want you to do it? Yes. Will you have more success and will your business grow more? Yes. Will you help more people? Yes. But since ultimately a lot of coaches get burned out if they try to do too much, what we want is to support you guys and give you a place where you can be a part of our groups as well. But some of you, and I have just a couple of people on your team where one of her brand new coaches has been doing it 3 weeks and is running 3 groups and has sold more challenge packs than most coaches sell in 3 months. So for some new coaches, this becomes their thing, and that's great. And so we really want you guys to reach out to us and to let us know, where are you at? Saying, this month I need support. Can I run a group with you? And next month I want to do it. Or you guys to pair up together. And you guys say, hey, I want to try this. Whatever it is, we want to help you guys be successful. But we won't know what you need if we don't know what you need. So I actually think, unless anyone's really opposed, and Monica and Jess, we haven't talked about this, unless you guys want to do it with your own team, Jess, because I know you have quite a few that are active right now. We're great doing it together, having a success group that starts together. And this is the kind of thing where we can start it on the 14th, but we can be adding people. You can talk to people about this all summer, all for however long, and we can still add people. Does that make sense? So. Yeah,
I think that's the thing. I think we need to know what you need. So like Jill runs amazing challenge groups. She doesn't think she's as good at it as she is, but she's awesome at running challenge groups. But if Joe has a month where you're like, you know what, I'm going to Gettysburg or wherever the heck you like to go, I don't know, some history place, and I'm like I'm at capacity, I need to team up this month, then you just need to let us know that. And maybe we know of another coach who wants to team up, or you jump in with us. But that's the point that Becky made is so good. We won't know unless you tell us. And the whole reason that we're here is to support each other and to be a family, but we don't know how to help you unless you let us know what you need. So a good question.
Yeah, and I think that's the piece where, Jessica and Monica, we didn't know them when we first started coaching. Jen and I didn't. But we would sit on a call and it'd be our 2 faces. And we would laugh and be like, it's going to be our 2 faces forever. And so it really goes to show that if you don't invite someone to work on their wellness, they're never going. We think that the call to actions, when you just put it out there, that everyone's going to come to you. Someday they might, but if you don't invite someone, they're not going to know it's for them. How often do you see something like, yeah, whatever. And voice messaging people, just something simple. And I tell you guys, once you start doing it and you see the impact it has on people, you're going to get over yourself. And I cannot tell you how my life has changed simply by hearing how my inviting someone has blessed someone else. And that's what this is about. It's not about Success Club points. It's not about income. It's not about how big your team is. It's about how in the world do we take something that's changed our lives and how do we invite someone else to come alongside of us. And if you don't invite them, they're not going to have the chance to do this. And you might think, oh, there's so many coaches, there's so many people out there. you know what? There's a ton of people that don't resonate with other people. Don't assume that someone's going to say no to you. I mean, I had no idea that a 75-year-old woman at my church was watching my journey for a year, and now she's one of my coaches. Like, what? That doesn't make sense to me. But it's because I didn't think about inviting her. Why not? Why should a 75-year-old want to work on her life? So don't make assumptions that you're going to annoy someone. And remember, we're building relationships. We're loving on them. We are commenting. We are liking. We are saying, hey, we're sending them a message. I hope you're having a great day. That's what we're doing to people. We're building up a level of we're authentic and we actually want to help you. And we don't care about all the other stuff.
Right.
And if you stick to that, and I'm going to give Jessica a little props. Jessica has been working her booty off for the last 2 years. And she has consistently been so grounded in, I don't care about anything but helping people. And that has been her focus solely. And she is attracting other people that want to do that. And so don't let the fear of what someone's going to say or what someone's going to think about you paralyze you from having the chance to bless someone else's life. Because if someone had invited you, you wouldn't be here. And you don't know who would make a great coach. You don't know who wouldn't make a great coach. I mean, we laugh about this, that Jen's upline, Eve's not on here, but Jen's upline coach, Eve, put Jen on her weak leg of her business because Jen was going to return her challenge pack. And now Jen is the most successful coach she's ever had. So I think we can't make assumptions about someone else's story. We need to just invite them and share it with them. And I have a girl I've been talking to for 2.5 years. This is the first time she's actually doing something. And she said, the only reason I'm actually getting bod is because you actually care about me. You have been talking to me and commenting and loving me and inviting me for 2.5 years. She's like, oh my goodness, I just want to do this because you're just too nice. And that wasn't what it was about. But I know it's going to change her life. And now her and her daughter are doing size 4 days a week together. Isn't that cool? And I don't care about any of the other stuff. So I just can't get over it enough. After being in Mexico and seeing all of this, it's like, this is just real people wanting to share something that's blessed them, because all of you are here for a reason, and we are going to exponentially change the sort of the trajectory of other people's lives. And then you guys, you get paid for that too. Isn't that crazy? Okay, I'm sorry. That's all the soapbox I got.
Well, yeah, and I would just add to that, like, literally add value to people's lives and invite them to join you on what you're already doing. And if they say no to you, either they're not ready or they're not your people. And either of those two things doesn't make you any better or any worse. You're still you doing your best job at being you and being your best you, and you're saying, hey, come along, and if they don't want to, that's okay. It doesn't say anything about who you are. And I said this to Becky earlier, and I'm going to say it now, but anybody else's opinion of you is none of your business. So stop caring about it. Just stop caring about it. It doesn't matter what somebody else thinks of you or what you think somebody else thinks of you. Really none of your business. And they're probably not thinking what you're thinking anyways. So just keep adding value to people's lives and inviting them to walk along with you and do what you're doing. The end. It's really that simple. Okay. I love all the little comments. I love this team. Amen. Okay.
Oh, I'm missing them.
Does anybody have any other questions about the program? There was something else that popped into my brain while Becky was talking, but I lost it. Nothing else? We're good? There are tracker sheets in the back office where if you're talking to people, as they commit, you can pop their name down and then have a tracking system of keeping track of you sent them the share cart. Oh, they didn't click purchase. There's a box where you can say you followed up. So just another resource. There's a ton in the back office, you guys, but we're all going to learn as we go.
Did I post on our page the little funnel of how to figure out which pack might be the right thing for somebody? I don't think I did,
I don't think so.
but it's in your coach office. It's really great. If you go to your coach office, you go grow your business, 2B Mindset Tools. It's really great. It shows who's good for option A, just the basic, who is good for this, who's good for that. So, and really think about this, you guys, for those of you that are curious about. Yay, Monica.
Got it.
Jesselyn has it too. For those of you that are also wanting to grow your business, like, you could be Emerald in 2 days. You could have 2 people that say, hey, I want to do this. And hey, I get the coaching fee waived, and I get to be in Alana's group and save on my Shakeology. Boom. Like, that's a big deal, you guys. And once you get to be Emerald, you start making these great little cycle bonuses, which I thought meant nothing until they started paying for my groceries every week. Like that.
And you're cleaning lady.
Until it wasn't. Right. So you guys don't assume someone isn't going to want to hear about it. And again, you're here as a coach. You wouldn't be here if someone hadn't said, hey, you can do this. Right? So why not be that person for somebody else? And if you're not interested in growing your business, that's fine. Just help a ton of people. No problem. Like, you don't have to make people, not make people. You have to encourage people to coach. That's okay. I mean, my mom's been a coach. Brian's been a coach for 2.5 years, doing their thing like rock stars. But they haven't had other people under them. But maybe that can change, because I think this program for Omas and Papas is going to be a big deal.
Can I make a comment on that too, Becky? Can I add to that as well? I think too that when our super trainers or our, people of new programs like Alana give us the opportunity to have coaches be in their specific group, there is so much information and knowledge and power that comes out of those groups. Just having the opportunity to be in Autumn's group for 80-day obsession, like the things I learned just listening to her talk to us about certain things, I was blown away. And then now to have the opportunity to be with her with Obsessed with Coaching, like if you can get in those groups, you want that endless information. There's so much information in there that can help you personally, but then that you can then share with other people that you care about and love. And I think that with this one, because it is mindset and nutrition and really the soul of probably what we all really do need, I don't think you should ever be afraid of just giving the person you're talking to the opportunity of knowing the fact that if they're interested in signing up as a coach, they don't have to work the business if they don't want to. It doesn't have to be some big scary thing, but they have the opportunity to hear it from her mouth. Like, you should tell people that, because I feel like if you don't say that and you're holding that to yourself out of fear or something else, you just took an incredible opportunity away from somebody who may have been interested in it. So when I had was signing up people for 80-day obsession and getting that first round together, I probably had 3 or 4 people who were interested in signing up as coaches just because they wanted that one-on-one opportunity with hearing from Autumn. So think about how you can build your team, even if they're discount coaches. That is an easy way, and they are getting so much extra information, knowledge, power for themselves, even if they don't do anything with it and only take it back to their family, their children, their parents, their sisters or brothers. Like, that just became a giant thing for their family. So don't ever be afraid to say, well, this is an opportunity for you if you're interested. And if they're not, it's not a big deal to you, right? But it could be a really big deal to them. So I just want to say that, because when Beachbody switched that and gave us the opportunity to be in there with them, I was kind of mind blown that we even get to have that opportunity. So I think it's really incredible. We need to take advantage of that. Thank you. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it actually.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Beck.
No, this made me think of another thing. Mufflers. It's okay. You can go. That in that test group, she's going to, I assume, go live. Hopefully not when she's in labor or anything, but she's going to be in there and she's going to be answering questions. And she seems like a really kind, caring, grounded person. And the last thing maybe the last thing, probably won't be the last thing. But another thing I wanted to say is that don't get caught up in the logistics of how do I share a cart? How do I send a video? What does Success Club mean? How do I do all of this? All you have to do is say to someone, hey, so I'm working on my nutrition and I could use some accountability. Is that ever something that you need help and support with? I would love to do it together. And if you don't know what to do, then post it in the group, message your upline coach and say, hey, this person wants to do it and I don't know how to share the cart. They want a video. I don't know how to do any of that. Don't let the minutia of the details of this keep you from helping people, because those of us who've been doing it for a while, we've got that stuff down. we can help equip you with all of that. So don't let that keep you. And then, okay, this will be the last thing. Yeah. I don't know if I've actually researched it, but you're going to have to talk to probably 10 people to have someone interested. And I think it even goes up to 15 or 20 to have someone actually purchase something. So I'll have someone say, well, I've talked to friends. Talk to 20 people, you maybe have one person. It's about the volume of people that you are sharing with. And you guys, I cannot emphasize enough the consistency on social media. Make 1% Beachbody. It doesn't matter. You want them to connect with you, not with the Beachbody stuff. I had a lady come to me in the grocery store a couple of weeks ago. I didn't know her. We're friends on Facebook, so I messaged her. She's like, hey, I recognize you from all your posts. I love reading your stuff all the time. I think I might actually need your help. Okay. You know, but that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And she doesn't, there's 50 Beachbody coaches she could have asked. They are connecting with who you are and what you are sharing. So do you, whatever that is, and don't assume people don't want to see it. If you know what to post, post a recipe, post a book you're reading, post anything at all, but people need to know that you're there and that you're in this and that you're sharing and that you're real. And if you're scared to do live videos, that's going to be that's a game changer in Instagram stories and on Facebook, because they love live stuff. So they push it to people's news feeds. If you're scared to do that, I want to challenge you to go live in our team page for practice, because it'd be a great way with people like us just loving on you and supporting you and doing it and helping you just fail and fall on your face if that's what happens. But my most successful videos are when I'm failing and falling on my face looking ridiculous, because nobody wants perfect. And if they do, then they're not our people anyways. So I really want to challenge people with this program to also challenge yourself to think about how you're going to put yourself out there as a person to help other people, even though you're not like holding Shakeology bags next to your face, right? So, and I think there's also something, where
don't hold Shakeology bags next to your face. I would just recommend against that in general.
It's not pretty. You guys tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that also if they add on, like when they're going to like purchase this, that they can add on beach bars at a little discount. I don't think I'm making that up.
Yeah, I think it's 10%. I don't know how long that goes. It might be like a couple weeks into May. I feel like it was for a month, but they didn't come out till April 7th. So it might be within this first week of this program launching. I don't know the end. I also was going to ask do you know when they have to, is it through June 3rd that they have to sign up as a coach to get into her test group? Do we know when that starts? I don't have that information in front of me.
As far as when that ends to get into our test group, if you can get in at any point?
Like when you have to sign up as a coach by, because there's a cutoff date. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. I didn't know if anybody else did.
I'm not sure what it is either.
Okay.
And this may be my last thing. And also, if you get to the end of the month and you want to help more people, like people like stuff. So feel free to say, hey, I want to help people this month and love on them in another way. Because I think this is going to be something that's going to change your life and your business if you want it to, and going forward what your wellness looks like. And if in doubt, if you're scared of inviting all of that, we should get on a call because I need to lecture you. But that let this change your life. If you're too nervous or scared to post, then you just follow the program and watch your life change, and other people will be curious and say, I don't know what she's doing, but I think I might need that. That's enough. Do that. But if you don't at least do this for yourself, then, that's what really matters. So love on yourself by giving yourself this program, because I think it's going to be a big deal. Monica. And now I want to hear from somebody else.
Monica's got something to say.
I just looked it up about the test group, and it is from tomorrow to June 3rd. Okay. No, it's between May 2nd and June 3rd, to receive access to her group. So.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's the same time frame that the promotional pricing is going on. Jess?
Just having personal experience with some of this in the past and people trying to get into groups. If you have the money and you can order it sooner than later, I highly recommend you doing that, because they have to go and cross-reference your name and if you ordered and all of this stuff. And sometimes it gets down to the wire, and then people, aren't getting in the group as soon as they want to, and kind of that kind of thing. So if you can purchase sooner than later, and that's something you're interested in doing, I would highly recommend doing that so that they can cross-reference you. You can get your invite, get in, not have to be with the masses at the end of it.
Let's break that system tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, so it is 8:59, so I want to honor our 1 hour, unless anybody else has anything to ask or add. It was great seeing all of your faces. I'm super fond of all of you. Even you, David, who I just met tonight. Super fond of all of you. So glad you were here. All the heart hands for everybody. And we will see you next week. And I will be sure sometime tomorrow I will get the recording of this up. So if you had coaches who were not able to be on that you want to see it, or you want to just watch us do this all over again, it'll be up tomorrow. So,
Okay, two things.
oh, we're back up.
Sorry, two things. I'm sorry. If you want to watch the Beatnik team call with Alana, it's in our team page. I put it in there, and it was super fun to see her sharing like live yesterday her story.
And you can see Monica's face. She's on that
yeah,
call
she
too.
was on it. Yeah, so really excited about that. And next week, Tuesday, we'll probably be talking about questions with this. But for people that are newer that haven't shared their why in one of our team calls, I would really love to hear that, because I know that could be such a powerful thing. So give thought to that. Okay, good night, everybody.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming.
Good night, Ben.